Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's doing good. I want to start this new series this summer. On Mondays, I'm usually going to be at a soccer field um, because soccer season has started for my kids, and I wanted to kind of take that moment instead of me kind of sitting around. And of course, I'm always reading books or listening to my podcast during those times. But I just wanted to take this opportunity to kind of share my heart as I'm putting my steps in. I'm getting myself in shape. I'm getting myself together. And it's also just to kind of give you guys the opportunity to get to know me better, and also for me to be able to get better on when it comes to social media, kind of sharing my story and sharing my voice with all of you guys. So, for maybe the first time listeners, I am a wife, a mother, a pastor, a manager, a caregiver. I have a lot of ers when it comes to who I am. I have multiple titles. Uh, However, I am a woman of God who loves the Lord. And Yeah, my life is great. I have a great life. I have a busy life. I have a life that requires a lot of grace. Um, and I know some of you guys could actually relate to that. Having a life that requires a lot of grace, and what that means for me is having a life where the Lord has to lead. It is not an option for me. It's not a maybe or maybe not. He has to be the center of everything because of all of the ers I have: wife, mother, pastor, caregiver, manager, and all of the above, right? So, because of that, I need a special grace. Oftentimes, people ask me, "How are you able to do all of that? How are you able to manage everything?" By the grace of God, by His grace, by His love, understanding. And there's some moments where everything is like in harmony, um, and some, where you put more focus on one and less focus on the other. But I think what's important is allowing the Lord to really lead you. So, example, right now, Monday's evening, I have a 1 hour and a half, 1 hour and a half where I'm at a soccer field waiting for my oldest to to be done his practice. That 1 hour and a half, what I'll do, I need to get in shape. I need to take care of my body. So I just walk around the field. Or what I'll do is that I'll read a book, or I'll be studying something specific or working on my sermon for Sunday. I use those moments to do multiple things so I can kind of advance and just be more efficient in everything that I do. Yeah, because being a mother and a wife is already a lot. It's a lot of responsibility and stuff like that. But I'm also a caregiver to my aging mother. Full time caregiver with her as well. And I'm a bivocational pastor. That means that I work full time at the federal government, and then I pastor a church, a striving, growing church. Right. So we're about to celebrate our 4th year anniversary this week, since we planted the church. And there's multiple hats. However, everything is able to be done and accomplished um, by the grace of God, His love, His understanding, um, by scheduling. Yes, you have to have a calendar. Uh, by putting boundaries, by knowing what your capacity is. Some season I have more capacity for one and less capacity for another. Or sometime you rearrange what needs to be rearranged. You learn how to do this. And what I've realized for me, now that I'm at my 4th year pastoring, um, what I'm learning is to really, really uh, take my time. Really take my time, but also not to be too hard on myself. That when the moments where it's more difficult, is difficult to manage, it's okay. By the great, His mercies are new every morning. I have another chance the next day. Also, what allows me to do what I'm able to do is to have an amazing partner, an amazing husband, amazing children who understand, who cares, who help with the burdens. We carry each other's burdens. We support one another. We're not in this. I'm not in this by myself. So, who you marry is extremely important, ladies. If you hear me, who you marry is extremely important because that's going to determine if you're able to uh, accomplish a lot of the things that maybe the Lord has placed in your hearts to accomplish. So that's important. There's multiple factors to learning how to manage and to wear multiple hats. And this is what I'm learning. I'm learning and learning. I'm learning. But I'm giving myself a lot of grace. There's moments where it's easy. There's moments where it's difficult. But there's moments where it's great. Everything is in harmony. Everything is matching, and everything is good. And these moments I cherish. And all our kids are in competitive sports. We haven't. One of the decisions that we had made when we decided to pastor is that we knew that our kids had a gift when it came to sports, especially soccer. My youngest in martial arts and stuff like that. So we said to ourselves, we one of the things that we had prayed for is that we wanted to um, be able to do everything that we needed to do, but at the same time allow our kids to strive in their gift. And yes, some of us, our children, they have gifts. There, some of our children are musicians, some of our kids are preachers, upcoming preachers, and some of our kids are excelling in sports. And I have three boys who are excelling in sport. They're excelling in soccer. They're excelling in jujitsu, martial arts, and we've learned to kind of balance everything else. But you know what? You know what's my secret? I'll tell you what my secret is. I am a very early, early riser. I wake up at 4 a.m. on Monday to Friday, and I try to accomplish as much as I can early in the morning. So my kids, they wake up at 5:45 every morning to get ready for school, and I'm already ahead of my day by an hour and 45. That means I I have my devotional time at 4, and then I have 45 minutes where I'm already working on my sermon, reading my word, um, studying, doing what I need to do. And then, yeah, so because I'm an early riser, and it's been really kind of like the secret sauce for me. It's just being able to advance the day, to kind of go ahead of the day. And that's really what's been really helping me. Unfortunately, I am also a late sleeper, so that don't help either, health wise. But I'm really learning to really manage that. And my focus has been since January to really um, take care of my body because I was learning how to balance and manage all of the different hats that I had. One of the things that I had neglected was my health, was my weight, and I could say that since my birthday, which is August 16, since my last birthday, 2025, I've lost 20 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds, and I'm on my way to losing even more and getting my stamina and getting my health back and my body back because there's too much thing that needs to be done for me to kind of be crippled or not have enough energy to do everything that needs to be done. So I've decided that I will not neglect the temple of the Holy Spirit, my temple, but that I'm really going to make sure that I take care of it. And it's been a journey, but I'm taking every moment. I think for me, this summer is really going to be strategic, when it comes to how I take care of myself and taking those moments and those steps ins and everything that needs to be done, taking my lunchtime, making sure I'm working out, taking my steps in. So all of that. So I'm really, really excited for the summer. I'm excited for what God has in store um, for me. Um, as I said, I'm a pastor and I have the privilege to serve such an amazing group of people, a striving church. And there's so much, part of my segments on Mondays, we're really going to talk about being a pastor in this time and pastoring a brand new church, une église en implantation, comme on dit en bon français. Donc, you really like a church that's striving and being a female pastor. What does that entail? The challenges of that and all of that is really going to be an opportunity that for you guys to really kind of get to know me uh, more in depth and what do I do and being a pastor, the joy of pastoring, but also the challenges of pastoring. But let me tell you, there's so much more joy than challenges when it comes to pastoring, and I'm focusing on the joy than anything else. And I can't wait for me to share that with all of you guys. So that's my introduction. That's my quick 11 minutes of, introducing myself. So I think this segment, I'm going to call it Pastor Nay at the Field. No, that's not a good name. I'll figure it out. But, anyways, just wanted to share with you guys and talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful evening and see you next Monday. Bye bye, love.